I'm told it's an eatery that never sleeps. They're open 24 hours. And I guess when you've been on the road driving back from Mangaluru or Kodagu or Kerala, you've been on the road for a few hours and you want to stop at a place which helps you relax. Well, the one interesting thing about this place, if you feel like a biryani, no matter what time of the day or evening or night, you will find a biryani waiting for you here. This is a chicken biryani. How many pieces come?
One biryani, 2 pieces of boiled egg.
Where is the mutta? Mutta is hiding somewhere. I want to taste that rice first, just by itself. That's a short grain rice. I'm tasting the flavor of the hard spices. Somewhere the cinnamon, of course. And there's also plenty of fried onions that go into this biryani. Rice and the masala is the same, but I guess it's the meat that will bring its own character to that biryani. Between the mutton biryani and the chicken biryani, well, my vote goes to them. I just saw that hoarding and remembered that there's an eatery here in a place called Bilikere. It's got tons of review on Google, and each time I drive by, I wonder what the food there is all about. And so this afternoon, actually it's evening, it's about 4 p.m. We're just on our way back from Hunsur. I thought we'd make a stop at Janatha Restaurant and check out what's for lunch. I know it's a little late for lunch, but I'm told it's an eatery that never sleeps. They're open 24 hours. I didn't know there was a concept of a 24-hour restaurant in Karnataka, but turns out there is. So let's go and find out what lunch, a very late lunch at Janatha Restaurant, is all about. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Fine, sir.
Very big place, huh?
Classical video ಮಾಡಿದರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು
ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ನೋಡಿದೆ
Ayub, I met your brother there. Oh, fantastic. So this is for the chai kada. Evening tea. Padam puri is there. That is what? Yelada. Onion pakoda. Well, it's about 4:30 in the evening and they are just about ready for tea, but I'm told they also serve lunch. Also some Kozhikode halwa that I see out there. Kerala halwa. Ayakora, kingfish, sea fish. From the outside, you can't make out the expanse of this place, but this is a fairly large space. So this place is open 24 hours. So what all you'll get in midnight?
Just I'm cleaning on the close with after 3:30. Then open for 6:30.
So what do you get at 12 o'clock midnight? What do you get?
You got biryani, ghee rice.
Yeah?
Yes. All varieties will get.
The kitchens here are running constantly. So no matter what time of the day or evening or night you find yourself on this road near Bilikere, you will always find a steaming hot meal waiting for you at Janatha Restaurant. That's what I learned from Mr. Abdul. Well, it's a fairly large menu, right from breakfast items to dosas from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then, of course, you've got the various meals. There's also Chinese, tandoori, the curries. But what's important is what's available now.
So you can get biryani, ghee rice, chapati, parotta, fried rice.
What biryani do you have?
Kerala style Thalassery Biryanis, chicken biryani, mutton biryani, prawns biryani, chicken biryani.
On the chicken biryani kodi. On mutton biryani kodi. On the side nali en kodi.
Pepper dry, chicken pepper dry.
Chicken pepper dry. Something in fish?
Fish tawa fry, Ayakora, Katla.
Give me Ayakora tawa fry. In mutton, anything is there?
Mutton pepper dry, mutton fry, mutton masala.
So they do a range of food here. Chinese, kebabs, North Indian, etc. But I guess it will be the Kerala dishes that hopefully should be the most interesting. And to drive the Kerala provenance home, well, you also have the palam, the bananas from Kerala as well. I haven't tasted the food yet, but the vibe of this place is very nice. It's nice, roomy, airy. There's tons of seating. You see families around enjoying a late lunch or just having some tea, snacks. It's got a very nice vibe. And I guess when you've been on the road driving back from Mangaluru or Kodagu or Kerala, you've been on the road for a few hours and you want to stop at a place which helps you relax. And I guess this is exactly that sort of place. Even the washrooms are spacious and clean. So definitely a place that you can make a pit stop at when you're on the road in this area. I'm only hoping that the food too lives up to the rest of the ambience. I'm sure normally this place is packed, but because we are this late, people still haven't come here for tea, and those who had to have lunch have finished lunch a long time ago. Well, the one interesting thing about this place is that if you feel like a biryani, no matter what time of the day or evening or night, you will find a biryani waiting for you here. And that's why we've ordered two biryanis. So we've got the chicken biryani and also the mutton biryani. This, I'm told, is a biryani that's done in Thalassery style. I also had a couple of other dishes that came in, but they had cooled down a bit by the time they waited to bring it all together to the plate. So therefore, I've sent for that to be heated. But until then, we've got the Ayakora or the kingfish fry to give us company. There's a masala that is quite punchy in its flavors.
Chicken pepper dry.
Chicken pepper dry. Well, the chicken pepper dry also found its way back to the table. The fish perhaps not the flakiest, but then the masala. I'm tasting the sourness of some tamarind perhaps that goes into that masala. There's a nice balance of the heat and also the sourness. I think if you come from Kodagu, this is the sort of fish fry that you'll be happy to meet. Not sure if it will elicit the same response if you find yourself here en route from Mangaluru or Kannur. I think we should move on to that pepper chicken next. What's nice here is that the pepper masala, the pepper marinade has completely coated that bird. So every bit of it on the outside and also on the inside seems to have trapped that masala. This is hot. The chicken is nice and flavorful because it's been reheated. So it's got those slightly crisp and tough edges. But if I were to taste this dish straight off the pan, definitely would be the sort that hits the spot. Next for some of the mutton. That is the mutton fry. Plenty of onions that I see there in that masala. There's plenty of gushy around that piece of meat. Loads of onion. And also I think the tomatoes. I'm also tasting the warmth of some chili heat there. This would also be very nice with the parotta or something like that. Also the flavor of the curry leaf that's coming through rather nicely. I think this and some parotta would be ideal. I'm sure the meat is parboiled first and then introduced to that masala. But what's nice is that the masala, in the time that it has met the meat, has found its way into the inner core of the meat. So you're tasting the spicing, not just on the outside, but also deep within that morsel of meat. Somewhere though, you're tasting a bit of that raw edge of the masala, especially in its heat. So this will, with parotta, will be very nice.
You can have parotta also.
Very good. This you call mutton?
Mutton fry.
Super. Lots of tomato also in that. There's so much of that gushy here that I didn't want to waste. So I've requested them to serve me a parotta, a Kerala parotta, just to mop up this gushy. There's also some capsicum in that, and that capsicum lends that masala, which is spicy, a nice fleshy moist sort of a bite. Well, my friend Sashi has bought me a hot parotta in just a minute or two. That parotta is a little dry. If I have to nitpick, get some of that gushy. There's enough juiciness in that gushy to make up for that slightly dry parotta. I'm quite looking forward to the biryani, but this parotta and mutton fry, if you don't mind spice, is also something to try when you find yourself at Janatha. There's a carrot as garnish. I don't know what it's doing there, but I want to focus just on the meat and that masala, and with just a minor distraction of the curry leaf. That mutton is a dish to have. You need to tug on the parotta a bit because it's dry, but not with the meat. The meat is nice and soft. That meat is A1. And I'm now looking forward to that biryani. The chicken and the mutton. The only thing, we don't know which is which, because both the biryanis look identical from the top. This is a chicken biryani. How many pieces come?
One biryani, 2 pieces of boiled egg.
Where is the mutta? Mutta is hiding somewhere. There's no mutta today. That's okay. So normally when you get a chicken biryani, you get 2 pieces of chicken and also a mutta. But I think that mutta is hiding. But I'm happy because we've got the rice and we also have the chicken. So the biryani that they do here is a Thalassery style of biryani. Some time ago I visited one of their sister restaurants in a place called Kripal. The restaurant is called Classic. So if you haven't caught that episode yet, I'm going to link it in the description below. There we spent some time with the biryani master and watched how this biryani comes together. So you've got 3 components to this biryani. One is the rice, of course. And then you have the chicken, which is marinated and then deep fried. And then you have that masala. And when it's time to send the biryani to the table, well, all those 3 components, the fried chicken, that masala and the rice, come together in that handi. And that's their style, their version of the Thalassery biryani. Enough said, let's get to the eating. I want to taste that rice first, just by itself. That's a short grain rice. Tasting the flavor of the hard spices, somewhere the cinnamon, of course, and there's also plenty of fried onions that go into this biryani. And I'm also tasting its aromas and also its slightly caramelized sweet flavor. Want to draw some of that masala. That's where you see plenty of onions, and introduce it to the rice. So the chicken has a bit of a marinade when it's deep fried, and you can also see some of that marinade, perhaps some of the cornstarch from that marinade holding on to the onions. Plenty of onions that go into this style of biryani. When it comes to a Kerala style, a Thalassery style of biryani, you've got to park aside all notions you may have had of other biryanis that you may have tasted. Be it a Hyderabadi biryani, or let's say a Bengaluru Muslim style biryani, or a Done biryani. The Thalassery biryani is a different sort of biryani altogether. Next was some of that chicken. I don't know if you can make out, the chicken has been deep fried first, and therefore it also has a bit of a crust. And then it's introduced to that masala. You can see some of that batter holding on to that chicken. The chicken is nice and moist inside. On the inside, the flavors of the chicken seem a bit watered down. I'm not getting the same flavor punch in the chicken that I find in that masala. Get some of the chicken along with the rice and the masala this time around. And now with the onions, definitely the sweetness rings a lot more, and then the warmth of the hard spices. So also when it comes to the rice here, they do a special rice for the biryani where the rice is cooked with these hard spices. Quite similar to how they would do the ghee rice. I'm not a big fan of the chicken, but of that masala and the rice, I certainly am. Rice and the masala is the same, but I guess it's the meat that will bring its own character to that biryani. This piece of meat has a little too much fat for my liking, but it's nice and soft. I'm certainly enjoying the flavor of the mutton a lot more as compared to the chicken. Is it a mutton biryani that I'm going to be? Pardon the commotion, the restaurant suddenly seems to have gotten busier. So in the background you'll hear chairs being moved around. So coming back to the biryani, between the mutton biryani and the chicken biryani, well, my vote goes to the mutton. But is it a biryani that I would be craving? Perhaps not. But that mutton fry, especially with a nice crisp parotta, is certainly something that I would stop for the next time I find myself in Bilikere. I hope you enjoyed this short, slightly late lunch tasting here en route to Mysuru. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, stay strong, and happy eating. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Well, all the dishes that we tasted, the Ayakora fry, the chicken biryani full, the chicken pepper dry half, the mutton biryani full, and the mutton fry half amounts to rupees 1,481. The sort of meal that would happily feed at least 3 people, if not 4. Thank you. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on our Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating.